Hey, welcome back to Vintage on Vintage. I'm Steve, and today I'm doing a VR for Sammy Thunder. Sammy just recently passed 3,000 subscribers. Congratulations, Sammy. Sammy's, in addition to having a fantastic channel of his own, he's out there with four collectors. He's just a huge part of the community. I've been watching Sammy's channel for years, and I wanted to say congratulations first and foremost. But what Sammy asked us to do was two things. One, he wanted us to share our favorite shirt that we own from Scott at Reindeer Studios. And I will tell you that I currently don't own a shirt, but I will soon. I recently, just yesterday, I believe it was, placed an order for a play ball shirt that should be showing up in time for me to be wearing it at Strongsville. So I'm excited. Scott has some great stuff on his site. I know Sammy put a link to it in his video. Fantastic artist, fantastic set of shirts. So if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. And then Sammy wanted us to share some oddball cards. And well, I'm pretty much a mainstream kind of collector. But so for me, oddball, unique, they're kind of one and the same. And maybe it's just something that's outside the normal base set, I guess is what I would call it. And I do have quite a few of those. So I thought I'd share them. How about we flip this camera and let's take a look at what I have to share. Okay, well, the first place I always think about when I think of unique or different cards are the food companies, right? And who doesn't love the Kellogg's cards, right? Check these two out. Two beauties, Johnny Bench and Reggie Jackson. I picked these up from Greg, Midlife Cards. He had a whatnot sale, and I bought a lot from him. These are two of my favorites from that lot. But I love these cards. Or there are some of the beverage companies. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, Pepsi put out these cards in Northern California when I was living there. It's a Mark McGuire, Jose Canseco. You can always tell a lot of these food companies, they're not licensed. So, you can tell that they don't show any of the team names, but they're cool cards. Just kind of cool to have. The other soda card, this is one of my favorite cards of all time. And this is it's a Coca-Cola. It's a 1992 Don Ross of Nolan Ryan. And I just love this. This is like the 74 card. He's just coming right at you. He's in his Angels uniform, which is a really cool uniform. Love that card. In the early 90s, Tombstone Pizza put out cards during the junk wax when everybody was putting them out. And I worked for Kraft Foods at the time, who owned Tombstone Pizza. And in 94, they put these out. And I love this set because, me, I love black bordered cards. I just think they're really cool. It's a full set. The two I picked to share with you are this Frank Thomas, which is just a perfect pose of him, and Barry Larkin. Once again, you can tell with the Larkin, they weren't licensed, but they're just cool pictures. I love the way the Tombstone logo looks on there. It's just a cool looking card. And then the next year, they put out a little different version that looks like this. You've got Pudge Rodriguez and Ken Griffey. These are also pretty cool looking cards. My preference is the first set, but both are kind of cool to have. When I was growing up, Wonder Bread was the staple of your lunchbox, right? Your bologna sandwich and your peanut butter sandwiches came on Wonder Bread. And in 1975, they put out some football cards. And so I got some of these. I've owned these since 75. Here's a beautiful Franco Harris. Another Hall of Famer, Ted Hendricks. Bill Bradley, he was a really, really all-pro safety. And if you can't tell, this was put out in the 70s by looking at his hairdo. Holy moly. And then the last one of those that I own is this Steve Owen, Steve Owens was a good running back. I believe he was a Heisman Trophy winner. And playing for Detroit in the early 70s. How about a post cereal card? Sorry there, I drew a blank for a second. This is the beautiful Roger Maris. I picked this one up for Bargain Hunters episode that I did with John when we were doing Roger Maris, and I just think it's a really cool card. I was hoping it would get a grade. I thought it was, I can see black all the way around, so I think I got kind of robbed on here, but still a gorgeous card as an authentic. Here's a Hostess card. This beautiful card was a gift from Matt, the card story. He gave this to me a few years back, and I finally got it graded. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful card of Henry Aaron. Hostess has a lot of cool cards. This is a Wilson Wiener, 1954 Wilson Wiener. I've shared this before. My dad gave me this when I was a kid, and he had it before me. You know, I got it graded because I wanted to, it was getting beat up. It was, as you can see, it's pretty well badly beat up, and I wanted to make sure it was slabbed. They gave me an evidence of trimming, which is funny because I know it wasn't physically trimmed. I just think the card had just worn down so much. But this is a really, really cool card. And then the last of the food issued cards, this beautiful 1972 Clemente Daily Juice. Picked this one up also for a Bargain Hunters episode when John and I did it with Theo. And that's just a really cool picture. Love that card. I am a huge fan of the Decollage cards. Here's a couple that jump right out. This really cool Dick Allen or the Juan Marshall here. You know, I just love the black and white photos. I think they look great once you grade one, like this beautiful Clemente. Look how cool that looks. The Decollage set is a fun set to me to collect. There's a lot of really good players in there. I think a lot of people, like myself, enjoy the game pieces, like these two. This beautiful Frank Robinson or Armin Killebrew. And the cool thing about the game pieces you know, that you had the baseball game, like this one, and they look great when they're graded, the Roberto Clemente, but you also had the football. And this football game, you know, I remember actually playing this game as a kid with one of my friends. And this was a gift from Adam from Portland or Oregon, and this is just a beautiful card. I love it. Merlin Olsen, one of my favorite players growing up. So the game cards are kind of cool. Another group of cards that I love from football perspective was the 1970 Glossies, Super Glossies. And I just think these are beautiful cards. This O.J. Simpson I picked up from B. Roth at the National and got it graded. And then I also bought this at an antique store. There's Johnny Unitas, and I got it graded, and boy, was I excited when it came back with that grade. But I just think they're beautiful cards. I'm a big fan of this set. Another set that I am a big fan of are the 1964 Topps Giants. These, first of all, this set's really inexpensive, and I mean, you can collect this thing, and they're great looking cards. The photography, I mean, on these cards are just so crisp and so cool looking. I'm a huge fan of them. And, you know, these three are ones I've picked up that I definitely need to, I need to get them graded here in the near future. And I have graded a few, and this one I will always share. It's the 1964 Veda Pinson. This is another one that I picked up for a Bargain Hunters, and I got this card, I want to say it was like $15, and then I got it slabbed, and it's my favorite picture, period. One of my favorite pictures. It's just such a cool. This is really cool. Another set that I really enjoy collecting, I don't have too many of them, but I think are really cool, are the Redmond's cards, the Redmond tobacco cards. Picked up 3 of them at a mall, not at the same time, but at an antique mall. This is a 1953 Duke Snyder, which is just really cool coloring on this card. And the first 2 have tabs, which is, they're harder to find, of course, and they're more valuable with tabs. And this is the 53 Warren Spahn. And then the first one I picked up, and unfortunately they didn't have one with a tab, but it's this beautiful 52 Willie Mays, which, you know, it's a gorgeous card. Unfortunately, SGC won't give it a card without a tab, one of these cards without a tab, anything but an authentic. I believe PSA will, but I just think it looks so great in, you know, the color, the orange and the black pop. So I love this card, and I'm happy with it just the way it is. Two more cards that I want to share with you, Sammy, before we call it a video. How about this beautiful 1972 Icy Bear of Jerry West? You know, I'm a huge Jerry West fan. These cards are really cool. They have, there's a few more like Chamberlain, Jabbar, and Maravich that I'd like to pick up, but they're really cool. I love the backs of those. And, you know, who didn't love an Icy when they were growing up? Boy, those things rocked. They were so good. And then the last card or photo I want to share with you is this beautiful one right here. I picked this up at a card show, a local card show when I was there with Jason, Everyday Card Collector. And this is a 76-77. It's written right here, Bobby Orr stat back, reverse negative. I just thought it was kind of cool. You know, I'm a big Bobby Orr fan. It's a little weird seeing him in a Blackhawk uniform. He finished out his career there. And, you know, the Bruins, I think, have some of the most classic uniforms. They're probably my favorite uniform. But the Blackhawks are a close second. And I just love the, you know, the coloring, the background, the burgundy background. This is just a really cool card. So anyway, Sammy, those are my unique oddball cards. Congratulations again, my friend, on getting to 3,000 subscribers. I appreciate everybody taking the time to let me share these cards, to watch me share these cards with you. Until we talk again, stay safe, keep collecting. We'll talk to you soon.